So today we dey start with session digital literacy week 1. So whether some part we say we don't start computer before, right? Some part we say we no start amiss, we na beginner and all of that. So whether you just dey start, or whether you just you get knowledge before and then you just want for can learn, or some part we want for learn different things there, or we can want for get different knowledge then we go still able for see how the session go able for benefit we and help we for able for learn something. So we dey start with session, and these are the things that we dey learn today. So for anything where you want to do, there is a roadmap where you dey follow. So for today's session, basically, this are we roadmap, or these are the things that we'll get for learn. Within a computer, that include for understand the basic concepts of computer, how in the work, within are the process when they go through, for example, the computer we get that you use, do some certain thing they wait for do, and then we get for meet some party different parts them of computer, even though not all we go meet, because we not get them at the moment, but we go meet some part them. And then we go able for kind of see and touch them, some of them parts then. Any question? So we all now get phone, right? Or even if we don't get phone right now, we don't use phone. Sometimes we phone then days that they don't farm or you don't spoil. But we all one way or the other don't use phone, right? Whether not PRSP we don't use, whether not this we don't use phone also so. So what's not the thing where you like for do but your phone? Anybody? We all get what we like for use with phone for, not so. What's not the thing where we like for use with phone? For listening music, WhatsApp, TikTok. What again? Communication. So dancing and the nine are the different things that we like for do with phone also so. So every day we dey use with phone. Some probably say every second. Some people they leave their phone not in a problem. Like it just don't be part of we now that we're not able to do anything without we phone. Anytime we go, we forget we phone, and anything we want for do we phone for day with we. So yeah. It's just for making you know, say, like, that phone that we get for use every day or anytime, any hour, any minute, like a small computer, basically, where they fit in your hand or in your pocket or in your bag. But as we go, we explore or know why make we say your phone and computer. So before we go, what's in a computer? Yes, sir. Any other person? Yes, sir. Any other person? Anybody? Yes, sir. Okay. True. Any other person? So we get key terms where people can call about, for example, one of the main key terms where I think 2 or 3 people mention are electronic, not so. So when we say something electronic, what do you mean? Electronic device, basically. They use current, also so. Anybody? So basically, una answer the way una give correct, because now that's then define computer as an electronic machine or device where they accept inputs, process that input the way we get them, and give them out as an output. But when they say electronic machine, basically, it means say they use electricity for making operate. So we phone the way they then we hand. If we phone not charge, they work. You never ever work, not so. So likewise also your laptop, whether your laptop you get, a desktop you get, if the battery, for example, whether you get battery, if you not charge, the battery they low, they work, you know work, not so. So basically, a computer is an electronic device, which means they use electricity for take information what they give as input, and they process that information there and give it back as an output. So, and this computer are basically don't they do plenty things for we all, our life. As in, they make life very, very simple for we. How? So, things that they where people and they take long time for do, like for example, communication, communicate with people and when they know they near them. Perhaps like then take transport to go there or send letter, we go take months for me to reach them. Now we're able to do them in less than seconds. So, just get your phone on, whether na your data or na your normal call, they call the person, just call the person, so, and then you're able to forget them. So this thing them basically you can refer to computer as a helper, because they help you for do things easier, faster, and also quicker. But this computer also where we get process or it gets a flow when they go through. It just sounds like where you want for call person, not so. There is a process or there is a step basically where you need for take for make this call here go through, not so. So we can think about how basically the computer is self the work. Almost how we didn't always have cook. Cook, yes. Huh? Una all? Would I say una all sabi cook? Well, I don't know. I mean, whether you be man or not. One thing about life, not only woman for sabi cook self. Would I say so? Not only woman for sabi cook. So if woman not sabi cook, no mean saying na so. You say way man we not sabi cook. You say na so. So let's just ask, would I then always sabi cook? If you want for cook, okay, yes sir. Can't tell me what you can do where you want for cook. So basically, for make we understand how computer they work, or waiting at the things them, the flow a computer they go with, we go compare them to a person they cook something. Whatever soup you they cook, whatever thing you they cook, there is a process, not so. There is a flow way they go with. The flow, now that one, you need the ingredients them. Whether I can't account for you, whether you go buy them, you need ingredients, also so. Two, when you don't get the ingredients and what's happen with them, there is a process where they go through, not so. Whether na cassava leaf you want cook, whether na potato leaf, you get process where they go through. And after all the process, what's happen? We don't do all the work where you for do where they cook, what's happen? And for it, you don't the food they not so, when are the outputs, not so. So these are like the kind process also where computer they take. Before ever a person you see computer they work, person need for do something. When I forget something we call the inputs. And when you don't give the computer the inputs, computer they process that inputs there. When it process the inputs done, it they give them out as waiting an output. So just like we go get your ingredients, whether it's cassava leaf, potato leaf, okra, blah blah blah. You cassava leaf, you get for take I put on a pot in boil, not so. Beat the pepper, put the maggi, whatever you put, all na a process, not so where they go through. We get for boil, not so. And then after all that don't happen, you get the food where the person for can eat, yeah. So this na the process also where computers basically they go through. So one, the computer they take in an input where na the raw ingredients them where you can give. So like for example, for type something inside your computer, type a bunch of words inside your computer, that's an input you don't give the computer. And then it can be not only with typing, you can talk inside microphone. You can also use your mouse, like why they use my mouse. So if I use my mouse, of course, or my keyboard, I can able to go to the next slide. then I input, the computer knows, say, oh, this person I don't press this particular thing, and for make I do this action, and it process them. So all of this information where they give the computer as input, and they take them. And then when you don't take them, it's just like when you don't buy. You don't take the buy or the raw ingredients, you don't put them. If you not do something, that ingredients, anything will happen to them. Nothing not going to ever happen to them, not so. So after you don't get that ingredients now, the computer in your own way for process something, where like your own way now for like chop or beat or cut something, the computer in your own way and for process them. And this process when they process the thing, and then they do like for think. Then in your own process that they use for think. When the computer don't take this information, they do something with it. Like for example, where you give numbers, so your computer, what's in the happen with them? The process when they do now, which kind of process? When you take numbers, a bunch of numbers for give na your computer, what's in they do with them? What's in the process when they do? Calculation. That's not the process when they perform. And then when they don't do this process here, so where in they do, whether for example, na TikTok video you want for post, most times, we don't take the video as inputs, they give them waiting filters them, not also. Most people and they use filter, even per picture. And then that filter the way they give, or that number the way basically, the filter way they apply to the video or the picture, or the number way they calculate, that's not the process where the computer they go through. And then finally, the computer they give waiting an output. The output of your picture where you apply filter to, you can see them. The output of the numbers, for example, 5 plus 5, you see them as waiting 10. Now you screen. That's not the output where the computer they give. So this now basically or the underlying flow where computer they take. One, how the computer they work, they accept inputs. That input they can be numbers, it can be a bunch of text, it can be a bunch of images. They accept them. And then after that, the computer they work or process them. And that process they when they do, it can be calculating, it can be applying filters, it can be say now different things then they do. That process they basically computer they think for do the process. Because even when a person they cook, with the process, you know they go take potato leaf, you go put it inside mataudo. You know they do another so, and they use for cut because that's not the thinking process basically where they use for ensure say you get this out. And then finally the output, that's not the result where the computer they give you back. That's not the output of what they do. So just imagine this. Just now we talk about your phone being a computer. A smart computer, right, where you get to your hand. How? Let me take a simple method of where you want for call person. What you need for do? Dial the number, not so. Where usually we dial the number, what's in the happen? They show calling, not so, or dialing. That's not the process when they take. And then finally, the output can be waiting. The answer, the person voice where you know so. So that's not the process basically. So anything so far at this world, where they accept inputs, they process that input say and give them out as something where you can see now in they refer to as the computer. Because that's not the flow. This not the way computer they work. No other way no they when they work. If you not give them inputs, basically there is nothing in they do. So your computer go just snap, they watch you. You give them inputs, you give them this input here in the right or correct way. And they process the input and the information where you supposed forget or where you want to forget back, then they give you. Because if you put any information where not correct, computer they give it to you again. There's you not get anything for do. So these are the flow or how the computer they work. Any question? We get any question? Anything that we're not clear, we need for go over. We don't get any question. Okay. So we don't talk about this now, the computer in cycle or the process.
Do this slide. Nice.
So this now the process basically, or the cycle. So it can happen over and over, over and over, over and over. So whether you want for play music, you can take your music, you press them, or sometimes even make sure say you download the music, not so. Now you give the music, sometimes they don't press on a particular music, it can they load, not so. For we where they use Spotify or whatever, where they play music, you find out say they load, not so. And then afterwards you give outputs. It can be na Bluetooth, it can be na your phone speaker, or whatever speaker you get like us. So even with the different computer I don't talk about, the process where computer they take for making do something, it not just starts like what we they see right now with phone then what they see, or with laptops then what they see. When they begin for make computers then, it be they come in a bulky form or in a big form where they flop one whole room. And that big computer they hope they see, with smartphone they will get, they do better work past them far away. Now with smartphone then they play music, right? They watch films. Some people then they say because of TikTok, then TV then at the host don't become useless, not so. Because you know they go watch film again like TV. Or you get YouTube, you can go, or you get Netflix basically on your phone, right? You watch movie there, so need not for make you go. These are all the things that where your phone they do. But the big like this image also what they see now, this is like the first type of computer then. When they say them begin invent computer, now so them be the day. And that big when big so not so better working they do. And for like basically calculate 2 + 2, 4 + 4. Now so them begin. But for me, you know, no more say life now like stage, because things they involve. So scientists then basically work hard, very hard, for ensure say what we get today now we phone. Some people and their phone them basically and they use them for do anything. Then they use their phone for do plenty things in way like some part we not even able for do with we phone them. So how the computer they had be there for flop one whole room like this, or like 2 computers and they flop this kind of big room here so. And even possibly not be they able for total kind of computer, if they able for total kind of thing and they not they able. So now like just one place if they do, but as time they go, even most times, like the screen that where the computer they get, unlike like now we get like screen like this, like can be the small like this kind. So if you check like for the different evolution of how computer then they show, like even TVs then, waiting till they will be get as TV on back, not so. Now they all they involve in which way that we get screen way flat like this, and even time therefore come sometimes not just a small chip or something way small like this screw. Now go basically person go press and then it gets a bigger wide of display, Impala or whatsoever. So that's how computer basically they don't involve or don't move from big to a very sizable something like this, where we can able for all, put some we pockets, all now we hand, and do plenty in there. And how scientists then they do things there, and so basically the landscape of technology or even the computer space, therefore involved. Any question? As you say, no question on it. So now we don't talk about computer, right? We don't talk about what's in a computer, how in the work. How the computer they work. We don't talk say they accept input, they process that input say, and give them out as an output also. So we also don't talk about how computers then be they come from a big size computer to waiting. So a small size where they fit we hand and we pocket, like with mobile phones and also so. But now, computer itself gets past them. Also so. We don't hear about hardware. We can hear people that talk about hardware and also so. Waiting at this hardware here, we people then can talk about. So whenever a person talk about hardware, these are the physical parts of a computer where me and you they see and touch. Let me just classify that and they or compare them to mortal man body. Waiting at the parts of mortal man body where we able to see and touch. Skin, the eye, hand, foot, not so. These are all the things then where mortal man body parts then gets, not so. So all the different parts there, so where mortal man body gets. The eye go say no need the aid. the foot go say no need the hand. Not possible, not so. So they all they work together for make sure say all team work as one. So because of that, also the computer parts them or the computer hardware parts them basically, they all they work together for make sure say the computer operates. Because now imagine if I get this screen where they before me so, then screen there, and then this not there, are you able to do anything? I'm not able to do anything, not so. If I get this keyboard and then I not get my mouse, how are they able to navigate at the computer? Like for example, if I want to add new tab for Kanaya, and my mouse time basically enable me for do that. If my mouse not be there, for be able to do am. Eh? Somebody say yes. I hear person say yes. The person is afraid. So you shortcut by the key. That's not this one, right? And shortcut. We get for talk about shortcuts them, but they talk about the mouse. If I don't get me mouse, are they able to go to the next tab? Yes. Person talk say yes. Nobody not talk yes. Are they hearing yes? I don't know if in Anima they talk or anything. Okay. But what about this computers the way not touch? You able not so, but waiting they enable land for do now because there is a sensor na touch screen, so they allow you for do that. So whatever, like not a substitute for mouse, but they also now a different technology where basically they allow you for do that. So they all basically they work as one, or then they work together for make sure say what we want for do, we able for do. I'm not so. So now that's basically computer hardware. So any time you give a person to talk about, but I not get the hardware, they not saying that the physical parts. It can be like a machine, not only a computer. Some people then they like printers them. We can hear people that don't know they repair printer, they not so when they work with printer, they can talk say, but I not get that part there, that hardware part. But most times when they say hardware, like basically most times they refer to as computers then. So whenever a person talk about hardware, no saying that the physical part of your computer we're able for touch and see. So this is an example of the hardware parts them. And the hardware parts there, then they divide them into two parts. Motorman body parts them. It divides into two parts or it not divide into two parts? How? The inside and the outside, not so. Waiting at some part, the inside part of motorman body. Waiting at some of the organs them. The brain, the kidney, the lung, exactly, the liver. All of them parts then they now the internal parts of motorman body, not so. Likewise also computer parts them get internal parts and then they get external hardware parts them. So when I talk about hardware parts them, just categorize them into two. Internal and external. The internal parts them, like motorman no more, your brain, now inside computer, now inside you aid day, not so. Now inside your body day, not so. When you aid that particular part, not so. So likewise also the internal hardware parts them, where they per computer, now like the CPU, the RAM, the storage device, and the motherboard. That's are the parts them within the inside the computer. So therefore, see waiting at then different parts here. And then the external parts them, one are waiting. Keyboard, the mouse, the monitor or the screen where they use, or even speaker. That's are the external parts of the computer. So we understand. Whenever a person talk about hardware parts them, no say then basically divided into two. Get internal, then get waiting. External. So you see this basically, these are the external parts them. You see keyboard not so. You see mouse then you see speaker, the person is speaker then and then you see screen also not so. These are the external. But when I say internal parts them, you see them. These are the CPU the inside, and you get the fan, you get the RAM, you get the optical drive, you get the hard disk, and then the motherboard. So we therefore can see some of them parts here and able for actually search them. So what's in this? Monitor? CPU. And what's why we say na CPU? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What again? Who's all our name there for this? System units. Okay. So plenty people na salon. I don't know if na salon no more. But plenty people can refer to this as the CPU. But na CPU actually? No, not a CPU. What's it make not a CPU? Because the CPU itself, it is inside just sound like when person go see me so at nap, it tell me say, na I'm brain this. Basically, now that you see most of my body, they say this na I'm brain. So the brain, the CPU basically, okay. Yeah. So this is the CPU of the computer. This CPU also, it is inside this one where we say na CPU, this system unit. This they call a system unit. They not call a CPU basically. So this we body are where they see. We get inside we body now they brain they not so. Now they we get we waiting, we heart, we liver, we kidney, we this, we that, all the different other parts them so. So we body they act like a system unit, wherein it they hold or now in keep all them different internal parts them of we body. Also, because like when it locks so you're able to see anything. When we body they so they see me heart, they see me liver, you need to see them. Would I say yes? I know you talk about doctor said me if I see before I know they see them. Pass it do for me operation. We say X-ray in a machine, not so the doctor in eye. And they talk about like the individual, the mortal man, what in a like at in then say, you know, professional doctor. If you don't use any kind of technology, put on like na eye or any other thing, you know, you know more God give, you know, they will see me heart inside me. Also, so likewise also this system unity and inside there, now they all the different components in there. When they think about the brain of the computer and inside in there. When they think about the RAM, we'll talk about the storage device, the motherboard, now inside in there. But this system unit here, can different, they come with only waiting desktop. Now desktop, and they use their system units here so. But not even all desktop them. Because, like for example, down in a desktop, that MacBook waiting up on a desktop, but they see system units here. You know get because all things then compact and all things where they inside in a one, I compact. So you know get a system unity they operate. These are like a workstation basically where I get what they use. You see system unity in a no, you know do but like now I get this Mac Mini basically when in the power this entire thing here so they see. So this now no person no ever like you. Most of them computer school and I saw them keep talking. They say this and also they all low, but majority they say this as CPU, but not a CPU. Now the system unit because now in the house. I mean I say unit. When I say unit, what do you mean? What's in a unit? One. Also, so now a system where when I say system and combination of different things in there, now I make a system, not so, and then unit. Where now this one thing here because you get the different components them and it make up this one green one here so this are the CPU. You see how it's small? This one are the CPU. The CPU are the brain of the computer. If the CPU you know basically the computer are nothing. If you brain not there as much as you get use. You don't get used, not so. Well, I'm not going to say you don't get used, but Chris man get used. What it make you mortal man? Christmas and street, you say and they do better thing. Like you not able for do. Some people they don't. When they not their brain like their head not there again. If they breathe, but if they do anything where makes sense, it they be useful to himself. You know they're useful. All the other things they're no more like, yeah, if he angry, he go eat food. But anything where for make like mortal man do something sober for himself. You know they able for do one. So basically, the CPU basically what would they talk about? Now the brain of the computer. And this brain of this computer also now in responsible for think for the computer. So now, when you type on your phone, or when you type on your computer, John is the boy, or 100 times 5, where you go sit down, so mortal man, like what we do, so person you can't say 5 times 5. What do they use for talk? What do they make you talk? Not so you mortal they talk about. What do they make? What do they allow you for think? And you brain, not so. So, like, where person go can meet you, sometimes, like, person can normal just that way they say 5,000 times 100. What do they happen? You think I'm not so. You have a calculator and you waiting, you brain and they allow you for do that day. So that same thinking process, the 90 CPU basically they do. And we get also different parts of we brain them. Almost how we did our science students. And also we not go to one up. Almost how we did but you know science students, what's the different parts of the brain? Okay, I come now. Give me like 5 minutes. Sweating. Let's see. The board? They can they? Yeah. So this man, Uda again. Okay, whether you're not science to or you're not to science to, you go from 1 to from 3, not to so. You do integrated science. So it's like different parts of the brain. Yes. What did I say? Well, yeah, because then they think, not so. And waiting they allow them for think, then brain, not so. So likewise also, this, just like when we brain, basically get different parts them. And so also the CPU get parts them, we're responsible for different things. What's I say the cerebrum responsible for? I don't say that they do it. Yeah, what's it in there for? What's in they do? What's in responsibility? For what thing? Balance, movement, planning, and then I say conscious thoughts, right? Where this cerebrum. Well, whatever, whether in the guess, whether in the guess, that and day. So, just like with them cerebrum, medulla oblongata, me no know if I see them call anyone no more now. Or brainstem, whatever the other name for brainstem. How they all they work, they get parts, they get responsibility. So likewise also the CPU get parts them, we're responsible for different things then. You get one ALU when arithmetic logic units. This arithmetic logic unit from the word arithmetic, what do you mean? Huh? Yes. Number basically. So arithmetic logic units basically responsible for calculation and also gets the responsibility when you want to make decision and can get things then like or and gates, none. I don't know some part we don't give button. Like if they do deep science stuff then basically. thing there like that they or and not or exactly. So some parts in there. So then basically the CPU, the part of the CPU responsible for calculation. So if you put 10 times 10, that part of the CPU basically now your responsibility than day. And if you do anything we get for do with, if you put anything, input anything we get for do with logical statements for check if this thing are true or not. Now the logic part, when I still the ALU, now in get for do that part there. And then we get another part of the brain of the CPU when I control units. So when I say control units, from the word control units, what do you mean? Okay. Any other person? We can hear some sat inside themselves. People can say, Yana are the control unit. Also, like some office and the way you go. Almost how we don't go now Zod Labs. Zod Labs, almost how we don't go there. Beside where all the internet, where then they provide all the connection as alone. Almost how we don't go there. They actually get them control units. Like when you go there, they actually see how they run all the cable from underground at the sea come inside. Then are the control units basically. Because if, for example, they say network don't go down, na juwe, or sometimes the fiber don't cut, when you go inside that control unit, they see whose part and waiting happen, and then they're able to fix them. So then or if they say network don't cut, when they go now the control unit, they're able to see say, oh, now this part na juwe, now this thing don't happen, and then go fix them. So now then they control. So these parts of computer, you see how traffic police they work? What thing they do? You know they see traffic police? What thing they do? They control traffic, not so. And then they stop this motor car come, or then they go, not so. So likewise also, you know, say, inside the computer, sometimes they do different things in them. Music they play, they do this them. So sometimes they will send requests to the computer for do this. This part of the CPU and at the control unit, like you go tell this one for stop or this part here for come, and then in process them, basically. And then I get other things them when I register cash, where basically I'm responsible for me, like posting kind of when you want to get access, so quick information or quick data on the computer, and then parts then I'm responsible. So just like how you brain responsible for decision making and thinking process, the CPU na responsible for that. And the CPU mean central processing unit. I mean I say central, when I say something as central, what do you mean? The main one also. So now the central processing unit. Without no say no more your computer. If you CPU pack, it's done. Yes, exactly. So it controls all the functions or all the other functions them. Like one, if I connect this keyboard here to this computer here, of course the CPU they know say this thing don't connect here. If you connect mouse or external hard drive or connect anything, and they know say this done, and then they process them basically. So now you don't enough for coordinate or control all the things that way they happen at the computer. So I can also think about like almost how we did now we get village. Because some people can shame, I don't know. Almost how we don't go to a village. Me I get village or me na village are born. Get village not so paramount chief and then them village they not so. Waiting at the work. And then can make the decisions them not so. When they come with case before them, they make the decision and make would I forget this right, or for example, whether not this land people that they fight for, the chief, now they make the decision, say, okay, make this use the land, or make this not use the land also so. So likewise also with the CPU, and that kind of same process for decision making. And then go talk, say, may this use this particular components for now, or may this not use them. So sometimes when they do processing and all of that, it get for take time. The CPU they do, but you know they know. The process is really fast and quick. We know they know, but actually they do the calculation at the background. Any question? So how normal person in aid can busy, the CPU also can always busy, they do work. And they do billions of calculations per second. Billions of calculations per second. So, like, Mortimer aid, you're not able to do billions of calculations per second. It's not possible. But the CPU, they do them, and then they do boku thing at the same time, when I call multitask. So the CPU is a really, really powerful tool na the computer. And they also coordinate all the activities the way they happen. Any question? Any question? No. So there is another component. So these are the parts that the computer now then they explore. We notice that we don't talk about the brain also. So now they can talk about something what we call RAM. When a random access memory. This RAM here, in as much as not a memory type, but not a short-term memory. Short-term memory. So where you want go na market, like me, basically I be don't used to that day. Where I want to go na market for more be small, and they write for me waiting. Yes, for go write. Waiting make you then they write time for you. May not forget not to so. So that moment the way you want for buy something, they watch not to so for the short term. Now you know what you use them for. We don't know what's that happen. You dey throw it and not to so. You dey throw that list because you not get used for them not to so. So this RAM here, so a responsibility now for keep information for a very short time inside the computer. Now inside we dey see now. So like I get this computer here, so the RAM now in this inside the computer. This now in work now for store short-term memory, temporal one. The moment why made them say that temporal. The moment your computer go off, or they don't go to computer school, go on they do work. If you not save, where lights go, what's in the happen? All things they happen. You know why make? Because the work will be they do now inside this RAM and be stored. Now inside them be there. That means I say na short-term memory. If you not save something to a permanent storage or memory, you never ever save there. So the moment your computer, and the reason why make it basically they store now because the CPU basically want to get access to RAM quicker. The information where they are, we're able to be accessible quick and easy. So you RAM, whenever you open computer, you work, especially desktop computers. If not laptop, as long as you get fire, you computer charge, the battery they work. Pass you basically close the program, you not save them. But still but if not desktop, if you work on desktop, the first thing they do is you open the file, so save them one time. So no matter what's happening, it always, almost always, they store na the computer. Any question? Any question? So just like what we talk, RAM is the computer's short-term memory. It holds information the computer needs right now to work faster. So now make almost how we don't deal with slow phone. Phone was slow. Whether na button phone or whether na I mean no know na heaven phone or anyone no more now. Don't use an auto so. The reason why make your phone really they small, you don't ever check the RAM. Some people they go buy phone now. What do they check for? Space. Yeah, woman the camera. Some man has space, not so. Then go no more. This phone 128 gig. You go to yeah, it's important because some part we get for the download film there. We get for the keep TikTok video there. We get for the do this. So you want to know the space also so. But you RAM, very important because if you see your phone the slow way one for open any program, it take 10 minutes for main load. No say you RAM because you RAM anything. It just not like I make we discuss just not say your computer. Or your phone I mean a computer. Because all the information basically where the phone they hold that moment there for make work, now inside the RAM in the load for making day. So if you see you RAM very, very small, if you don't open two program like your computer, like your phone, like you they play game or you want for play music, they find out now say it is slow because there is no more space for making OLAM. So now I make basically you computer or you even you computer. I mean most people and they if you not possible want for go do IT, 4 gig RAM they ever work for you. But anyways, it depends on the kind of, but yeah, pure IT. If you get for begin do with software engineering, get for do design work or even media related stuff, 4 gig, begin think about 16 gig RAM upwards. It don't mean say if you go buy computer, then say this are 8 gig RAM, they know they buy them. They buy them, but then you go buy external RAM, and then can add and they. Like this computer basically, what be they use them? I don't know. I don't remember basically. I think that be 4 gig RAM be they. So I go buy, I make this at the RAM slots. I go buy another RAM and then put her inside it. And then when you go buy the RAM, make sure say you watch this man be the top of motherboard. My school then basically they allow me for opening the other parts because the other part of the school I try for open this, but this one school I not get the school in waiting they call for opener. But if you watch inside so this other one side now the fan 9 day. The motherboard 9 this, yeah, now we go cancel waiting be there now. But this basically now the motherboard. This motherboard yeah, we go come to I'm waiting they do and waiting their responsibility. But you RAM for be compatible with your motherboard. If you find out this RAM yeah, so RAM then they can get 2 cords. So then they now 1 cord, this now 1 cord. They get a different name there. They get DDR3, they get DDR waiting and call. I don't know this one and DDR waiting. But the name then Kidede. So if you find out the same cords where they put this RAM, now in they put the motherboard. You see now they see So whenever you want for put the RAM, you want for ensure say you they align them with the motherboard. So when you align them, if you want for put her, as you fix her so, and they automatically take because not in board. But if not so in board, you don't buy almost 1,000, you never ever go now. So if you want to go buy any external parts, make sure so you check the computer before ever you buy the RAM. Any question? Yes, sir. You know, make you they go pay money because you know sabi. They go pay money to possibly sabi opener. Yes. So most times you can just search online, computer name, and then watch the exact name, and most times they get the number. So not just check for Dell, not just check for HP. HP then they different type them. They all get a different architecture, the motherboard where they make. So you can just check online, or you go to another shop where you want for buy. Then able for show you. But if not to hardware person, you go down there and get the hardware shop there, and therefore charge you for do simple thing. Maybe say they go pay money for buy the RAM, and then they go charge you back like for saying a big thing for do. So most times, like me, if I want to do anything, whether not something that happen with the machine, I want to fix it, I just go online and search for the particular type where I get, and then where I get, where I waiting and call. I think this one na Dell latitude 430. So you can just go there and then they give you the specific brand and even the motherboard, and they show you if you check for the motherboard and then the RAM in slot, then they show you how in the work or how them belong. So you go able for know. So then we don't talk about short-term memory, not so even parts of the brain, some kind of scientific explanation we talk about the parts of the brain where they store memory short-term. Now make for we will they cram for go sit exam. And once I don't go to exam, we don't cram, we don't remember anything. Because that cram we don't cram, so now the parts of the brain where they actually keep short memory in a day. So if you don't see the old net, you don't cram, then you sleep, where do they clean it? That's in the day that you force. Remember, because now that part of the brain basically, now you don't store that short, that part of your brain where they store short-term memory. Now the information don't go store. So when you go, you let you think self. Sometimes in one word they remember, you don't even know how to put them together because you don't wait. And then we come to long-term memory. When we say long-term, what do you mean? Permanent storage. And not the long-term memory. Permanent storage, they store information permanently. Any information you put there, I make some power, we will go by phone, we go look for 250 space, 64, this, that. Because one for store with pictures, then also, one for store with videos, then one for store this. That's also for the computer. Now in the store, the information permanently, and then in two types. Then get HDD, then get SSD. This is the HDD hard disk drive, na be there basically. Well, this is don't well done. So now in this hard disk drive, sometimes they can hear people talk about hard drive, not so. These are the hard drive. So now in they basically they don't know. So now in this, are the parts of every motherboard getting architecture. So then they are basically them parts they are killing on. But for this, basically, now then put them. So this are the hard drive where they lay on because in small. So then put them inside this case. This one where they see so na case. And then they put them, and then you just need for ensure say you align them well, and then you fix them inside the side way in for the. So all these are permanent storage, which means say you keep all things where they like. Sinon comment ça? Okay. So when we say they keep information, they permanently. This one, I'm external drive this, but now me solid state drive 9DD. Solid state drive, HDD basically mean hard disk drive. Hard, for me name hard, it's strong, like this, and also very, very heavy. And they go down well. This is the solid state drive. In very, very light, and also, but make I ask, this is 320, this is 128. Which one better for use? If you buy, which one you buy? 320. 320, why make? Why make, okay, 128, why make you buy 320? They store Bokutin and not so. If you 128, they store better not so. But this is more advantageous for get past this. Just one. This, fast. And not only fast, also a more durable in the sense. This way don't follow me answer. So why I can fix that? They work because it gets something where they call platter. If you not seen this image also, you see this line. Almost how we be there or we don't see then tape there where they need for, or even we can watch film there, video there, music video there. Then all time then 80s video them where they show where it's in the round. Now in the inside this. The moment, if for example, for donor you earn, that's got to help you, but like that plate, they basically don't spoil. Or sometimes this slow pass this for making e-data, this actually need for move. This one here, so when they're inside your machine, this iron where they see so, where will be the see part that music video, we need for turn, for make the music play. At the same kind of architecture they make this with. So you need for move, for make your data basically, but with this, you don't need that day. This now like, you see how in there, basically that's so they make them. And because they make them so, data they move faster in parallel, straight line. You don't need anything for move, for making basically work. This now, very, very simple for making work. If you're going to go buy hard drive, this 128, they are past this far. This hard drive, 1 terabyte, you can get like 500,000, they get them. But this, when like, if you buy 500 gigs, something like 1.5, now you need for pay. Imagine 500, where this is 1 terabyte. So this is much more expensive because it fast for many people, it fast for people and more durable than this one here. So if you buy hard drive, it depends on what your money do for. You need to go buy what your money not do for. If your money do for this, more advisable. If you get money for buy this, buy them. And when they so, even this, now me make an external drive, because here it be small, I buy other one when a 500 gig, then I put her inside the computer where this bin can with. This a computer and carry it. So now me just pull her, put her inside that case there. So I can still pull them and make a hard drive for my computer. So I just need one is small for day now. So if you put them very small, so just like will be the packing with phone there. Not so with the battery, you know, they do. We take paper, we fold them, we put and we press the battery, not so for making do. So even this you can do the same thing. Or you pull this, instead of get and look the screw them. I think that this computer actually can with this. I don't remember anyways. So I can pull the screw them there, I can unscrew them and just screw them onto this one and then lay them at the computer. So this, I think at this machine, I just don't forget. But yeah, I can just do that there and then just say like I fix this wire, I dey fix an wire, but make sure say no more the screw then there for making allow me for fix them well. So I can do that part there. Any question? Another question? Yes. Solid state drive. HDD, hard disk drive. You see, hard, very, very hard, and not only hard, it need a lot of care. So like I said, so this, I don't know if in the okay, because we don't follow me answer to them. There is basically danger concerning this particular one here. So any question with hard drive? Fine. This man be the ask about motherboard. The motherboard are the main circuit board of the computer. Like now the foundation. All things there way they see they talk about computer and brain. Oh. In fact, like just say, if we body no day, if you body as much as this body no day, you able day as much as man. But I don't know, probably science man and get some kind of thing, but I don't know, I'm not sure say they before they. So, because outside the parts then they connect. Because now even this body, now they decided for connect the heart, not so. Now they decided for connect the liver. Now they me hand them connect, me foot them, me head, all, not so. So the motherboard now like the main circuit board. Almost we don't ever go to phone say this phone and in the build and say that the board don't pack. If they're not fix that board day, like the screen they work, like this they work, they ever work, it never work. So this motherboard here, now the circuit board where they connect all the other things inside the computer. Now like a foundation. A foundation or the host they tin up. Host they ever tin up also. So that motherboard, now they all things basically inside the computer here connect. So even if I not get even if I want to connect external keyboard, you see them parts here, all them slots here na the motherboard then they connect. This na the motherboard, inside this one here this so. The battery of this laptop here so. And the motherboard connects, basically. Are they in there? So all things are the motherboard. So the motherboard just consider when I say mother, possibly when mama at the foundation. If mama not in a house, you suffer. Well, yeah, me and compare and they their own business. Mama salon, papa salon, me I don't know. But you go say no more independent, but if mama not in a house, pass no more you don't use for live that life they but they actually strange. Like we don't use so mama in a house. If your mama not there, like me, if my mama not in a house, I they suffer. Like when my mama they travel, I they strange. One, because I don't remember saying me they cook. I don't remember saying me for go market and me for do this. But tell them. So if my mama not in a house, I basically they strange. So the motherboard, if you not there, all the components literally by computer, they know they work. Because now they all thing connect. I got one old system unit and that, but As I forgo opener. But I go come with and just somehow see how the motherboard basically they don't flat. Now the but you're here now. Would they give support so speaking there? Would they give support so would they born picking? Okay, if I'm not than they go ask the scientists what they make her. That's what I'm going to tell you. Now mother for a reason because una no more see yes sir please. Would I get this? Go ask them science man, why make them call so? We na motherboard now don't hear you. Can be call na protest no. So these are all system units. So now all system units of all system units. So you see the RAM where they inside a desktop, it's different from the RAM where they inside laptop. Because basically they're not building the same way, the architecture different. It just sounds like you as smarter man. Picking foot and big man foot, not the same. So this now a smaller size when a laptop, this now a desktop. So definitely all things where they inside the desktop. But the architecture or the layout can kind of be the same. Because one, you see, what we're saying at the motherboard, now response. You see, all them cable layers so they all at the board then connect. This now the board. You see, now the motherboard this. So now the all thinking basically connect. This now the slots for the RAM. For me basically able for fix your RAM. Now these slots here now they use. And then this side so now the power supply units. Now the power supply. And even you see who's in there because when you get your power supply when you don't connect to your motherboard. Wait, you want to see? You see? My is the motherboard, yeah?
Now, you can show
so this now the side for the power basically, and then you find out say, so some small. So yeah, behind here, you see the slots there. These are then different slots there. They all connect to the motherboard. If you basically know the motherboard, no they, if they the motherboard no then they connect. They don't actually get any side for connect. So then at the motherboard and they see the fan. This side so they see. Now they the CPU can lay down, but the CPU not the inside. Put it down. Listen here wait. So you see this side, let's just try for see if I pull on, able to pull on. So you see here, now make we say the CPU very, very small. Now in the day, but you know they don't pull on. This one they call a heat sink basically. This heat sink here, they on top of the CPU. Because when something they process, I make anytime we go now any side when I control unit, always AC then they. Because if not so then they blow off. Because the heat when they generate alone don't do for make outside burn. So they get sense, they know say the CPU get now the side where they process everything. And because it very they produce heat, this is the heat sink, in work now for take heat out of the CPU. So now make now on top of the on top of the CPU, now then put on. And in fact, now metal not only like rubber. So and I made them get an old lamp, so that they take them, and then when they take them, they find out so you fan them. Now make you see the fan there outside and there. Now near outside the CPU, they so that it go they blow them. And then whatever heat they produce, they heat and they pull them outside. Because it they do hard work, they do boku work. So basically, that's so how the motherboard in architecture they or the motherboard in way they. So you see, now so in this motherboard here are the foundation of your computer because now they connect all the components them, the different components them. Where your computer get. So now we don't talk about inputs, we don't talk about hardware parts and also so. So now they can talk about the external hardware parts them where they allow we for talk with the computer. External hardware components where they allow we for talk with the computer. So the external hardware parts where they allow we for talk with the computer, one, I like the input device them we'll talk about just now, keyboard, mouse, microphone, camera. So the keyboard they allow you for waiting for type, whether not letters, whether not numbers, whether not symbols, for type them into the computer. And it can also accept text inputs. So that's an input device. So if first you tell you about input device then keyboard na one, two, na mouse or trackpad. The mouse are like this, external. The one where we can see per laptop them. Almost how we did now we get laptop. Laptop the far. Show them the trackpad today, basically. I know what they call the mouse, so that side, I know the trackpad. Yes, I know the trackpad. This one and a mouse also when they use outside. They're all an input device them. So keyboard, mouse, trackpad, then an input device. Then another input device also now waiting. Microphone. So microphone, they allow you for talk inside the computer. So like you WhatsApp, we want to send message to person. What do you use? Microphone also. So sometimes I don't know if until or uncle don't call, we say, hey, I want to send message about the senior they go. What think it happen? Because we don't allow the microphone for get access. Right? We don't set our mate inside settings. So you need to do that day so that you're able to send voice message. And then another input device, a webcam. Your camera, now your computer, most computers don't get camera. They get it at the top side like this. This because our desktop basically getting camera and camera this. So this camera here, they allow you, like no matter how we are, basically they allow you for see something. So the camera they allow we for make we see something. So if they do video call, or sometimes even when they do video call with your phone, if you lay the phone and then the phone they point up the ceiling, person they see face. Now we say point and they not so then an input device because they take input from we. And then external hardware components are in an output device. So we get external hardware components are in an input device, and then we get external hardware components are in an output device. This now basically how the computer they talk back to we. Input device now we they talk to the computer. Input device now we they talk to the computer. Output device now the computer they waiting talk to we. Right? So one for the output device then we screen, we phone screen them or this. What's in the computer they allow you for the right now? Right now, what's in the computer they allow you for do? And they allow you for see now and also so. Then at the screen now output device, what they see. And then we also get waiting speakers and headphones. Also so sometimes they will get to be earbuds where we can use now yes, the output device then they will play music or play video, all of that they show. Also so these are all output device them. And then also printer, an output device, right? How we say printer and output device? Because when you go print, when you connect your computer, whatever to a printer, and they print out within a picture or they print out paper documents and what they get so. So basically, these are the different parts them of we computer and how they basically they work. So today, what we don't learn? We don't learn about what's in a computer, and we learn basically the flow where computer they take. So we talk say the computer they take inputs, they process that input say and give them out as written output. We talk about the main components that we computer gets, like the CPU, the RAM, the motherboard, the hard disk drive, and plenty parts. We just start like motor man parts also. And then we talk about waiting input device and output device them also. So, any question? No question, they can do presentation. This is not group 1, this is not group 2. So group 1, they pick 2 person, and then group 2 also they pick 2 person. So we get like 5 minutes for brainstorm, 1 woman, 1 man. So we get like 5 minutes for brainstorm, and then we get with presentation. So basically, now this way they can't do the presentation. Una de obayanda. Una de obayanda. Now una get, yeah. What is a computer? Understanding the basic concept, what's the concept, how it works, and then obaya, now they explain different parts that the computer gets. And then they show you hands-on exploration of the computer parts then by pointing from that end. So we get like 5 minutes for brainstorm, and then we can do the presentation. So now begin brainstorm, 1 man, 1 woman, 1 man, 1 woman. Yeah, how does it work? Now, yeah, missing the computer's body parts, hardware. Now they explain what's not the hardware, what's not different parts of the hardware there. Now calling them there and their responsibility. And then any team we don't for present, the other team they ask a question. Whether they are present, now they ask them question. Whether they are present, now ask them question. No problem. No problem. This is another group one. Group one. I said 5 minutes and for brainstorm. 3 minutes. Group A will not run it. E, A, B. When I get issue, what's kind of issue? Let's do the ladies. When I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 women and the day. Okay, if woman and they come, man come. No.
Yeah, we're not eating after.
So
Allow, not so you they talk. The one where they present me talk.
Hello guys. Well, today's session we are here to talk about what is computer. So as we have learned a lot from our tutor, so I just want to explain to you guys about what we understand or what I understand about computer. Well, I understand the computer as like a system where you give a user for sending
Who don't want to talk, men gonna do, please.
Okay. Hello guys. Well, I'm here to talk about computer. What is computer? Well, to my understanding, a computer is like a system where you use for send message, for do like input, why say for if the person for it as an output of them. So a computer and a machine also we for user for do a lot of things then. Like we use for communicate, we use for do some calculations and all. So as we talk about the basics then, we get some basic parts per computer. Like when you compare like talking about let me say the input devices and also the output devices. So when you talk about the input devices, now like there's something that we call the give.
But basically, as we go there, when you talk about what is a computer, basically, let me say brief definition. A computer itself gets a cycle in which it operates. For example, we get the input, process, and output. We teach our tell basically how the whole process is go about. So first of all, the input. We all get a device and we say what they're from here. We all input information. For example, if we get, let me say, one like download music, okay, download music from your Mac, maybe download the music basically, like with the press play. So where we download the music, the time when